Hi everyone, this is Andrew at Plainview Farm. I find myself today in a position that over the last few years has become, unfortunately, all too common, which is I have only a couple bales of hay left, but the pastures are not quite ready for the cows to be turned out to graze. So I'm going to share with you the solution that I've come up with over these last few years, which may be a little bit unconventional. All right, come on everybody, get up here. Let's go. Come on, cows. Come on, girl. Looks like we're gonna have to go get her. Starting to wonder if the electric fence is off. Actually, I want to show you the grass out here. The goats have been, kind of nipping it as it grows, which isn't ideal, but there's just clover everywhere, which is so encouraging. There was a lot of clover in this pasture last year, and there's more this year, and it seems as though it is spreading to other pastures as well. And I've not dropped a single seed, so it makes me feel like the lime that I put on has probably done at least a little bit of good. Like I said, I think the electric fence is turned off. The kids like to come out here and pet all the baby goats, and so the fence gets turned off, and sometimes it doesn't get turned back on. Let's get back up here. Come on. Nope. Nope, we're going to the gate. This girl is one of the two remaining that has not yet had a calf. Come on. And she is the most tame of the cows. Come on. We're just gonna get on with it, and she'll show up when she shows up. Whoops, that's always good for the camera. It's that nice windy spring weather. Watch your head. Watch your heads, everybody, watch your heads. So what I like to do is take two things that I dislike and turn it into one thing that I do like. The two things I dislike are running out of hay and mowing the yard. Now, I have made videos in the past where I turn the cows out into the yard, and frankly, it allows me to, get two birds with one stone, so to speak. The cows get the benefit of eating the spring grass out of the yard, and I get to put off mowing just a little bit longer. Now, I know what you're gonna say, but Andrew, don't you end up with cow pies all over the yard? Yes, I do. But I gotta tell you, it doesn't bother me. I dislike mowing the yard that much. And honestly, once those cow pies start to dry up and harden, it doesn't take very long to throw them in the loader bucket on the tractor with a shovel and just deposit them back out on the pasture. And an added bonus, is getting to hear this sound. That really is a good sound, especially in the yard. Oh, look at them go. Now all this grass in the yard, it would take the cows, if I just left them in the yard, which I have done before, it would take them at least a few days, if not 4 or 5, in order to eat all of this grass, which what I'll do is whenever someone is home, I'll turn the cows out into the yard. That way somebody's here to keep an eye on them. Like I said before, I have turned them out in the yard before and just left them for like a week. But that was at a time whenever the calves were a little bit older and I didn't have to worry so much about them taking off down the road. This year we've got spring calves. It was not the intention, but it is a, delightful change. Nope, don't do that. Like I was saying, I prefer spring, but with having spring calves, they're smaller and they're not quite trained to the electric fences just yet, so much so that, I'll pull a wire across the driveway and leave them out here. They're just a little bit too curious. I'm afraid that we'll end up with one on the road or, somewhere that it shouldn't be. So like I said, I'll let the cows have the yard this afternoon and then we'll put them back in where they go, and as opportunity allows, we'll run them back out here again. It's a little bit unconventional, but you know what? It buys me a little bit more time, which I'm always glad to have. Don't mind what's left of the kids' playground set. It got blown over in a storm the other day, so I'm gonna have to do something with it. As you can see here, the cows still have their winter coat, and honestly, I'm really pleased with the body condition on all of them coming out of the winter. That's definitely a good thing. They're still filled out. They're not bony anywhere. They're not, showing like they had any kind of hard winter or difficult time finding enough to eat. So the hay did its job this winter. They all came straight out here to the backyard. It's almost like they know exactly where the best grass is. I got to be honest with you, this has probably become one of my favorite little traditions on our little 20-acre farm here, turning the cows out into the yard. I guess it's one of those simple pleasures kind of things. Something like this is going to be a little bit more difficult to get by with if you've got, say, 50 mama cows. My 5 low lines, they do pretty good in my 1-acre yard. Well, it looks like the cows have made their way toward the gate, which I guess means that they're done. They did, of course, make a deposit there in the driveway, which I'm sure my wife will appreciate. But before we put them back in, let's see how they did. Well, it may be kind of hard to tell on the camera, but they put a little bit of a dent in it. There's still quite a bit of grass here in the backyard, but it's obvious that there's been something going on. And of course, we can't put the cows away without rounding up our two youngest babies there. Come on, girls. It's time to go back to the house. There we go. Once they see their mamas, they'll be good. These two were born 6 days apart on the 14th and the 20th of March. All right, cows. Let's go, cows. Come on. Come on, cows. Come on. Come on, cows. Come on. Come on. Hey, everybody. Hey, everybody. Come on now. Hey, everybody. Time to go back. Come on. Go on, Sam. Oh, you cut that out. You cut that out. Wrong way, calf. All right. And they're back where they belong, at least for now. So I'll do my best to make sure they get a few hours at least each day out here in the yard. And that will, like I said before, that'll help to make sure our hay bales last a little bit longer. Hopefully get an extra week of, you know, opportunity for the grass to grow in the pastures, which is coming up. Things are doing good, but you know, we're right on the cusp of that spring flush, and so like I said, want to try to buy as much time as possible. So I guess that'll do it for this one. As always, I appreciate you watching. We'll see you next time.